So, you've invested in SOLIDWORKS PDM Professional and realizing the advantages of centralized data, increased productivity with the many ways we can automate tasks, and you're benefiting from the visibility and productivity gain through its workflows. One very important gain is the granular and dynamic file security you now have. Knowing that the right person will have access to the right data at the right time instills much confidence. With this in mind, you may want to make it even easier to access your data. The shop floor to start. Quite often, the shop floor gets the main office hand-me-down computers, so they may not have the appropriate system requirements to run the current operating system. Or, at the other end of the spectrum, you may have more mobile solutions like tablets that don't run a Windows operating system at all. Sales teams who are out of the office would benefit by having access to the latest data. Services teams that are on the road who may need to access the current repair procedures, or what if they could communicate back with any issues they've found immediately with photos from their smartphones? Managers or even clients may need to review or approve the design drawings. Wouldn't it be more productive if they had access to the vaulted data and be able to keep the process moving efficiently no matter where they might be? SOLIDWORKS PDM Web2 is included with PDM Professional and simply needs to be installed and configured using standard Windows IIS, which is found on your server. Some may choose to keep access to the web interface internal to your office space, while others will want to securely open this to users outside the office. Now let's take a look. You're first presented with a login screen to PDM Web2. Your options are web or viewer. Web is more like a contributor where you can actually add content to the vault. Viewer, as it says, is a view-only license. We're going to log in with the same credentials you would have been set up with in PDM. Once logged in, you'll have the same view through the web interface as you would have had in the local Windows application. As I start to browse through the folder structure, it's simple navigation. As you can see on the top of the screen, we can also navigate backwards through the breadcrumb approach to the folder structure. We can also find data through the search with an option to search on current folder only, current folder and all subfolders, or simply all folders, which would be the entire vault. The default selection for searching is the file name, folder name, comments, and description. So if I was to type in 227 here as maybe a potential piece of a part number, I'm going to get everything with a number 227 either in the description or file name or folder name here. Let's navigate into a current product or project. As you can see, we've got many different file types that I have access to here. If we select on maybe the assembly view here, first thing is we'll get a thumbnail preview with some typical data about the file. At the top of our screen, you'll see what we would typically have as tabs within Windows Explorer. Access to the data card, which is in a more tabular format. Bill of material, which can be modified or change the view through the options in the top right-hand corner. These are some of my presets as ERP with the options of latest or as-built scenarios and the options for indented parts only or top level only. We also have access to the contains and where used. So as we can see, the where used of this assembly is that it has been used in a couple of different drawing scenarios and a composer SMG file. We also have access to the history, what's happened with this file, who's been working on it with dates, and the comment visibility. At the top of a CAD data file, you'll notice the eDrawings icon. Clicking on this will actually run eDrawings within the website, allowing me to do more with it. We can actually just rotate around quickly and easily. We have access to hide and show or the component view on the left-hand panel. If there were configurations, we could toggle through those. The exploded view is quite handy for more complex assembly that we want to dig into. Also the section views and the ability to take measurements are great tools to interrogate this file set. We also have an option to pull the assembly apart ourselves and dig into the assembly. The top right-hand corner has options for display, animation, or taking us back to the original home view. In the top right-hand corner, you'll notice that we have similar options as far as changing state, that if I was allowed to be part of this workflow currently, I would be able to push this back to engineering in this case to make some design changes. We also have the option to check out, so that would reserve this file for my consumption or my ability to make design changes and lock others from overwriting that file. Because we are in a website environment, to actually do this, we would go through the download procedure to download this assembly file, or in more cases, more often than not, we'll be downloading the assembly with all of its references. This file would be downloaded to your browser's default download folder location. There are many other file types that we can view right through the website. So for example, this Excel file, or this Word document. It's very easy to pull up and review the document. To be able to print this document, I would need to download the file to my local system and use a local viewing application tool to actually print it if required. Next, let's try adding some data to the vault. The plus sign in the top right-hand corner allows me to create folders, check in selected files, or select a folder of data to upload as a batch. Let's first look at the check-in. From here, I could be selectively picking files I'd like to upload to my vault. Check the overview, a check-in will begin the uploading process. Next, we may want to do a batch of files quickly by a folder. By selecting the folder and hitting upload, will give me a listing of all the files. Once again, I'm given a preview of all the data, and it's understanding the reference structures, and also is noting that I may be missing some files from a folder on my local drive. We can add a comment for the history as to when and why this is being added to my vault, and the option to include the folder that it originated from, in this case the PDM 2020. And a check-in will start the upload and the check-in. As you can see, SOLIDWORKS PDM Web2 gives you an easy and convenient way to access your data. Whether you're on the road or at the cottage, you can have visibility on your data. If you want to improve the communication with your clients, Web2 will definitely improve your processes and continue to add value to your PDM Professional investment.